What's going on, everyone? The moment has finally arrived. We are here to the first game of the NBA season and the first moment to see the Lakers take on the Warriors and see how this experiment's going to go. It's going to be very interesting, see how the year goes. Obviously, we need these three to be at their peak. We need these three to be as healthy and quality and effective and efficient as possible, right? I mean, seriously, we really need these guys to step up, play as many games as possible, and just kind of lead the charge. Like, we're going to go as far as these three take us. And if these three can't stay in games and, actually figure it out, then we're probably not going to go very far this year. But I do believe if these guys can make it work, these guys can stay healthy, whether Russ is coming off the bench or starting or whatever, if they can just figure it out, I really think that the Lakers could make some noise this year. I really think that they could be a very dangerous team, a very tough out at the worst, and just a lot of fun to watch. And that, what more could you really ask for? Of course. But with that, there is always injuries and injury reports. And we have an injury report for tomorrow, which isn't very promising. So here it is. Right here, it says, the status report. So Troy Brown, Thomas Bryant, and Dennis Schroeder are all out of tonight's game. So we're not going to get Thomas Bryant. Troy Brown's not really a shock or surprise. Neither is Dennis Schroeder, if you've kind of been following along. He just had surgery on his thumb. But Anthony Davis, low back soreness. LeBron James, left foot soreness. And Russell Westbrook, left hamstring soreness, are all probable for tonight's game. So that means that our big three are all already experiencing minor tweaks. Now, look, all of the news and talk is that they are supposed to play, but the fact that they're already on the injury report is not a good sign. I mean, obviously, Russell Westbrook, we knew about the hamstring thing. Anthony Davis has been dealing with that, lower back tightness. LeBron, that's new. That's new news. But with that, we're already hearing stuff, right? So Russell Westbrook is expected to play, but he may be on minutes restriction. So we might not get a full dose of Russell Westbrook. Anthony Davis, he's been talking, I want to, be spoiler tonight. I want to, do the ring thing. Like, is his back going to hold up? Is he going to be good? LeBron James, like, the problem is that we're already seeing injury issues, and maybe, look, it's better to have it early on than later, right? It's better to kind of get through it now than have it, when we actually need it, come the midway point of the season, everybody's out for like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and it's like we go from like being like the 6th seed to like the 10th seed, that stuff happens, right? So I do think that I'd rather have these kind of little knick-knack things now than later. But I mean, our big three, they gotta stay healthy. And look, it's just probable. These guys are probably going to play tonight. I don't see these guys not playing tonight, especially like LeBron and Davis. But like, could these guys be on minute restrictions? I mean, they're already talking about Russell Westbrook being on minute restriction. So even if these three do play, do they only play like 20 minutes? Like, is that going to be enough for us to actually win the game tonight? Like, like all of that stuff, I think it's worrisome. Little nagging injuries happen. Like you play any sports, you get it. You step the wrong way and now your foot hurts for like a week and you're just like, oh, this sucks. But you play the games anyway. Or, you fall down, you tweak your wrist and you're like, man, like, it happens. Like, I'm not worried about like little nagging injuries and I'm hoping they're nothing major. But, we need these three. These three have to stay on the court. They have to stay healthy. Especially LeBron James and Anthony Davis. Westbrook is known for staying on the court. Like, I'm not really worried about Westbrook as much as I am the other two. Even if Westbrook misses a game or two, like I don't think it's a big deal because we know he's probably going to play the other 80. Like he would have played every game for us last year if it wasn't for the Lakers making him sit out some games. So I'm not worried about Russ. Having like little injuries and stuff. And even if he has little nagging injuries, he's a guy that's going to play. Like, say what you want about Russ, at least you can count on him to play the game. So that's huge and important. I just worry about LeBron James and Anthony Davis, right? They're going to have days off. there's gonna be games where they rest them, stuff like that, or they have little nagging injuries or whatever, back to back, stuff like that. Like, and I'm okay with that, but for the most part, how many games are they playing? Like, we need at least 60 plus games from all three of these guys. Not collectively. I mean, individually, all have 60 games, and if they can do that, I really think the Lakers could be really good. I really think that they're a 4 to 6 seed, somewhere in that ballpark. And I think that they have a chance. I really do. I think that they have a chance. If things are clicking, they're good. Like, as bad as we were last year, if LeBron James and Anthony Davis played like even an extra 10 games, we would have at least been in the playoffs. And so, I just imagine that will happen this year if we can be healthy. And then if we're in the playoffs, who knows? You never know. You get a right good matchup, or you have a couple things go your way, a couple guys that get hot. You never know. You see it happen. It happens. It's not out of the realm of possibility. So I'd take my chances. But beyond these three, of course, there were other people on the injury report that I just want to cover briefly. First off, Dennis Schroeder. Again, he's expected to miss 3 or 4 weeks. So not really any news there. But he is a guy that, could really make an impact and could really help this team. I don't think he's like a complete total like season changer, I guess. Because I do think he can be a game effector. I don't know about a game changer, but I'd say like a game effector. Like, I think he could definitely help put wins in the win column. But I don't think he's like, oh, we have Schroeder, now we're a contender. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think he's that significant, but I do think this team needs bodies. They need bodies that can play both defense and offense, which Schroeder can. Schroeder really helps, get to the basket as a slasher, can shoot the ball. Not the greatest, but he still can shoot league average, which is what you want. He had a stellar showing in Germany, so, you hope that can replicate and translate here. It's just, it would have been nice to have Schroeder able to play. But next up is Thomas Bryant. This is a bit of a bummer. So that means we're going to be kind of small today, which I guess is okay. I do, in this scenario, imagine Anthony Davis starts at center and then have Damian Jones come off the bench. So that would be my thing. Luckily, it's the Warriors. But, Thomas Bryant, I hope we don't see him have injury issues this year, because you got to remember, he's coming off of a big injury from last year. And so he's kind of trying to get his body right, himself right. Like, that's why, like, when he seemed to like really struggle the first 2 games of preseason, I was like, hey, I think, like, let's just take a breath. Like, it might just be, he's trying to get his legs back under him, because he's just coming off of a big injury where he missed pretty much the whole season. And now he's just trying to get back into the swing of things. And then the last, 3 or 4 games, we really saw a different Thomas Bryant. We saw him really energetic, really running the floor, making some nice plays, blocking some shots, stuff like that. Like, we saw some nice things from Thomas Bryant. And I do think he could be very effective. He could be a sleeper for this team, like a sleeper X factor. Like, Thomas Bryant has had some monster games and was a very solid center before the injury. I mean, this is a guy that was putting up like 20 games and stuff. Like, I mean, he's not going to average something like that. He's not going to give you 20, 10 a night, but he is a guy that could give you like 10 a night, and in a multitude of ways, like knocking down from the 3 ball, from, lobs, mid-range, like a little bit of everything. He's a good shooter. He's high energy, hustle guy. He's going to be a huge factor, I think. I think he's a guy that can really impact a lot. I really do. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Obviously, just 1 game, we'll see. But it would have been nice to have him, especially against the Warriors, because like that's where our mismatches and our favorable matchups against the Warriors are our size, our big centers, things like that. Especially even against the Clippers. So hopefully he's back for that game too. And then lastly, Troy Brown Jr. Look, I can't wait for Troy Brown Jr. to return. But, I mean, this isn't anything new. We haven't seen him play yet, so it's not really a big deal. He's still expected to miss like a couple more weeks. So he's probably going to be out probably another month or so. I'd probably guess somewhere 2 weeks to a month. But I do think he's a guy that once he's back, could really help, because that just gives us another long, lengthy wing defender, a guy that's got some good size, and could do multiple things, knock down the three ball, guard, things like that. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how this team does. It's gonna be interesting to see how this team does. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion, so I want to hear from you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comment section below. You a little worried today? Are you not? Do you think the Warriors win? Do you think the Lakers win? However you feel. Now look, I actually think the Lakers beat the Warriors tonight, but that's just me personally. Especially if these guys play. Hopefully they're not on minute restrictions. Hopefully these guys can really play. As far as we know, they're supposed to play, but just having them on the injury report is a little concerning. It really is. But Russell Westbrook, again, is supposed to be playing, but maybe on minute restrictions. Haven't heard anything either way, at least at the time of recording this video, on Anthony Davis and LeBron James. So we'll see. Hopefully we can get the job done. Again, good, bad, ugly, somewhere in between. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comment section below.